Hi guys, welcome back to Musicaholic, and I'm your host Omar. And in this episode, we're going to talk about my top 5 disco albums from thrift shops. That's right, these are the 5 top albums that I found that I like from thrift shops. So let's get started on this episode. Okay guys, so we're going to start with my first album that I'm going to choose. This one's called Hot Nights and City Lights, the best disco in town, non-stop original disco hits and stars. And here you go. There's the front. And the back. You probably could see it. If it's on autofocus, you probably could see the people here. There's some Jacksons, I believe. You can see the Jacksons. Sylvester, very famous. Let's see who else. Oh, Sister Sledge, Village People. You can see the Village People, Sister Sledge. Amy Stewart. Anita Ward, Ring My Bell. And on this vinyl album that I found, and I paid cha-ching $2 for. Of course, what you get what you pay for. I like it. It's from now this album. It's a pretty banged up sleeve. It's wrinkled and beaten and worn, and someone just put it back in the thrift shop. So now this album is called from the K-Tel album, and it's K-Tel presents I apologize, Hot Nights and City Lights. And on side 1, on stereo of course, this was 1979. It has We Are Family, very classic song from Sister Sledge. Ring My Bell, there you go, by Anita Ward. In the Navy by the Village People. Change by Bionic Boogie. I haven't heard that one yet. And then it has Haven't Stopped Dancing Yet, Gonzalez, very popular disco song. Knock on Wood by Amy Stewart, and Dancing Shoes, Claudia Barry. Okay, that's that one. On the Claudia Barry, I'm sorry. And on side 2, it has I Will Survive, Total Club Anthem, Gloria Gaynor, Heart of Glass, Blondie's in it, and it's considered a disco song. And then Love and Desire by Apragio, another, I believe, Italian disco. And At Midnight by T-Connection. And I Got My Mind Made Up, You Can Get It Girl, Instant Funk, one of my favorite disco songs. Love that song. I Don't Know If It's Right, Evelyn Champagne, King. And Shake Your Booty to the Ground by the Jacksons. So this is a really cool Love It disco album. Probably one of my favorite disco albums. And the condition of this, it has a little bit of scruff marks. Nothing like a huge, it has light scratch marks. But in overall good condition. Can't complain at all about the overall, how bad it's not really beaten. So it's not that bad. So can't complain at all about it. Alright, the next one. Stepping Out, Disco's Greatest Hits. Another disco thrift find I found for cha-ching $2 at the thrift store. And this one was pretty badly beaten. It has a tape on the sides, as you can see right here. This one is from Polydor Records, and this one came in double, so it has 2 sides. Oh, here's the gate. Beautiful artwork for the gatefold. Now this might be obscure disco songs. A lot of people I don't think would consider this, but this is more of a funk, more R&B disco, which is kind of cool to me too. So I'll show you. Let's see if I have it. I don't think they came with the sleeves. Yeah, this one didn't come with the sleeves. But if you look closely, this looks like it was chopped. You can see here, this was cut. So I guess it was not on sale anymore. And it's from the Polydor label group. And we have on record 1, we have Running Away by Roy Ayers. Number 2, Got to Have Loving by Don Ray. And then we have 3, Risky Changes. And that's it on this side. And on So that was side B actually. Now side A of record 1 was Jungle Fever by the Chicago. I might be butchering this. The Shakakas, and then number 2, Moonlight Loving by Menje Atros. Isaac Hayes is in this one, so that's pretty cool. And it's a mix by Tom Moulton. And then number 3 is Dance Little Dancer by Bionic Boogie, and that's it. So those 3 right there. So on the other album, that remember it's a double album, record 2, side C, it would be Casanova Brown by Gloria Gaynor, Spanish Hustle by the Fatback Band, 3, Dr. Dura by the Congas. Now, on the other side of record 2, side D, we have I Need You, You Need Me by Joe Simon, Never Can Say Goodbye by Gloria Gaynor, that's number 2, and Crystal World by Crystal Grass, and number 4, which has a 4th track, it's called Crusader by Trax. So that's that on this. For $2, you got a lot of great songs, I think. I've heard this album a couple of times, and I like it. I generally like it. I do play Hot Nights, the other one I showed you, a lot more. But it depends on my disco mood. So, yeah, I just depend on whatever I feel. Okay, so that was my second album. My third album, another one for $2, cha-ching, is from the K-Tel album also. And this one's called Non-Stop Original Disco Hits, Disco Nights. And you can see, here's the front cover. Not in too bad of a condition. It has the disco ball art. And on the back, it shows you some of the artists. You can probably see Andy Gibb, who died, famous Bee Gee, A Taste of Honey. And Alicia Bridges, famous for I Love the Nightlife. And Village People. And this one came in the sleeve too. And not in bad condition at all. On the K-Tel record. You can see side A, and this one is really clean actually. I have to say, it has one, maybe a little scratch, noticeable, 2 scratches that are noticeable, but it still plays fantastic. All these records still play great. Not a skip on any of them. Now, let's go over the songs. So on side 1 of Disco Nights is Boogie Oogie Oogie. Number 2 is Macho Man. Number 3 is You and I. Number 4 is Do You Feel Alright? Number 5, You Got Me Running. Number 6 is Shadow Dancing. And number 7 is Dance Disco Heat. Ready? Awesome disco songs. On side 2, Disco Nights, is Love the Nightlife, which is the Alicia Bridges song. Don't Hold Back by Chanson. Shame by Evelyn Champagne King. Number 4, You Should Do It by Peter Brown. Get Off by Foxy. Love Won't Be Denied by Len Boone. And Think It Over by Cissy Houston. So, awesome. Another disco record to really get your disco on, whatever that is. So, like this record too. I was really happy to get that. It has some really cool sounds on those records. And so, here's my 4th one for $2. Now, this one might be a cheesy one, and I think it is. This was but this was during 1975. This one's called Original Hits Discomania 2. I don't have Discomania 1, so I'll just take 2 right now. And in this one, I'll show you the back as well. And as advertised, it says over 1 hour play. I don't think you can see that in the camera, but there it is. And the cover is beat up really bad. You can see it's pretty bad. And then the sleeve itself is brownish. It's a brownish sleeve. But on Discomania Volume 2, I have a couple of songs here. Now, this might be a bootleg. I'm not sure, but there's the label. It's from Jukebox. That's what this company's from, Jukebox, which is really Jukebox International. And it says as advertised, $5.99 TV and radio. So this might have been on the TV and bought on the record, but it has some cool songs. On side 1, it has Love to Love You Baby by Donna Summer. Awesome song. Love Roller Coaster by Ohio Players. I love that song. What a Different Day Makes by Esther Phillips. Hang In There Baby, Johnny Bristol. You Sexy Thing, Hot Chocolate. Lady Marmalade by LaBelle. And When You're Young and in Love, Ralph Carter. Everlasting Love by Carl Carlton. And Fly, Robin Fly by Silver Convention. On side 2, it has Dreaming a Dream by Crown Heights Affair. It has Helplessly by the group Moment of Truth. Freeman by the South Shore Commission, Casanova Brown again by Gloria Gaynor, and I'll Be Holding On, Al Downings, and Rock and Roll Baby, the Stylistics, and Do Till You're Satisfied, BT Express, which is a great song. El Bimbo, Bimbo Jet, and 18 with a Bullet, Pete Wingfield. So this has very obscure disco songs and from 1975. But overall, good record for $2. So right there. All right. So now we're going to get to the number one disco album I have. And you probably have guessed it already if you haven't. It is, of course, Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. That's right. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. Awesome. Has probably the most endearing, legendary songs. And John Travolta and the Bee Gees on this cover. And when I tell you I got this record for $2 at a thrift store, I was so happy. I was doing a karaoke night. And I was like, imagine if I get a vinyl of this. And guess what? It happened. I found the vinyl for $2. I was excited. Sorry, I'm geeking out here. I love this stuff. I really do. And it wasn't in the best condition, as you can see. But when you open this up, it's epic. I probably came with a poster. I wish I got the poster, but I can't, I can't be so jumping on it. But this was what it was. So it's really cool. Can't complain at all. Awesomeness, awesomeness. And the records play pretty well. Now, it comes with 2 albums, I believe. Yes, it does. And it has the original, it tells you exactly the sleeve and what they have. And so, it's from the RSO record soundtrack. And it has the pictures and the words, so I was really excited to have that. So, I got both of them with the original jackets. And pretty psyched out about it. And the picture of them dancing, Tony Manero, and I forgot her name, the very famous lady in that movie. But, let's go on to the songs. Sidetrack, side 1. Here it is, the record. It's in actually very good condition. Not scratched up at all, actually. Pretty scuffy, but still awesome and playable. That's right, playable. So, with this being said on this one, we have Staying Alive. Of course, how obvious is that? Staying Alive. We have How Deep Is Your Love. We have Night Fever. Now, all 3 of these songs are performed by the Bee Gees, if you didn't know that already. And More Than a Woman performed by the Bee Gees. Number 5 is If I Can't Have You, performed by Yvonne Elliman. And that was on side 1. Now, on side 2 is A Fifth of Beethoven, performed by Walter Murphy. More Than a Woman, performed by the Tavares group. So they got Bee Gees 1 and Tavares. I like them both. Tavares a little more, but anyway. Manhattan Skyline, that's performed. That's funny. I don't even know who performed it. It doesn't say. Oh, by David Shire. Pardon me, David Shire. And then Calypso Breakdown, performed by Ralph McDonald. Okay, that's on the first album with the 2 songs. On the second one, we have here we go. Night Disco Mountain by David Shire. We got Open Sesame by Kool and the Gang. We have Jive Talking by the Bee Gees. We have You Should Be Dancing by the Bee Gees. And we got Boogie Shoes by Casey and the Sunshine Band. And on the other side, we have Salsation by Dave Shire. Then we got KG by K-G by MFSB. And then we have Disco Inferno by the Tramps. So this was awesome find. And that is my top 5 my disco records from a thrift shop. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed everything I went through and what I talked about. Please give it a thumbs up if you want to. If you really want to. You don't have to, but I suggest you do, please. Write comments below. Maybe you're a disco head or you know someone's a disco head and they might have some amazing more disco. Because disco is also elaborate. There's so many styles of disco, not just the Bee Gees. And there's Italian disco. There's a little more modern disco, a little in the 80s. But that's the disco I like. And there's so many legendary songs from disco that I've been listening to from New York anyway. Since I'm born and raised in New York. And I was born 1976, so I kind of missed the disco era. Not, but I picked up on a lot of the disco songs. With that, also, please leave comments below. And hit that subscribe button, please. Hit the subscribe button. I hope you can subscribe. And, yeah. Anyway, keep playing music. I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, guys? And have a good one. And I'll say it again. Keep playing music.